tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and ain't my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening, but all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings.
Here we go, here we go. What do you need?
You gonna get this one? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? Hey, look, three.
Hey, gun. I got this.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Watch the screen. Pass. Watch out.
Hey, gun.
Check.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
Give the tackle there to Danielle Hunter.
Check out. Check 24. Check 24.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Bravo. Here we go. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. This one complete to Coleman. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Fournette running right. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Gun.
Come off the ball.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Oh, he got position on him and he pulls it in. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
56.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
56 to Mike.
Bud. We own them. We own them. Undercrunch.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. This into the hands of Marvin Hall, complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Ready?
56. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Gun.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. To try again after the sack, Garoppolo. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Check down to Breida. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, and the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Hey, Zoom.
Check. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Oh, God.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
56. Mike's 56.
Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Nick Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Fresno.
Check 9.
Tight dog.
Gun. First.
3rd and long for Cousins. And the pressure gets to him again. Nick Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
Here we go. 21. Here we go. 20.
Hey. 50 to
Garoppolo on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Here we go.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Garoppolo now. That'll be complete to Breida.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Got his target, Samuel. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle. They run with Breida. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
I got you. Move.
Watch the ship.
65.
Watch the ship. Check 43.
12. Hey. High 7.
Mike 50.
Six. Go ahead.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The Niners on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Breida, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Let's think here. You're still just in the 2nd quarter. You taking the 3 points?
I am taking the 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show them you have a little confidence in them, and let the offense know, nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then, but for now, we'll take the 3.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Check 15.
Hey, flipper.
Kill. He's coming. Double up.
Gun.
He's coming. Double up.
On 1st and 10, Cousins, flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Eric Armstead able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Check.
Gun.
Cousins. Yeah, he'll find Hall. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Check nickel. Check. Lucky.
Gun.
Check, go get him. Go.
Hey, Steamer.
Mike 56.
Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. This one taken in by the former Baylor Bear, Jalen Hurd. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Hey, box truck.
Let's go, Mike 50. Man, that's trash. Hey, Mike's 50. I got it.
21. 11.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Cousins. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 10.
Watch 54. Hey, exit.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And get that to Fournette, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
56 to Mike.
Run. Good route here. Go.
Check the backer. Kill. Quick the edge. Come.
Throwing, Cousins, eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Leonard Fournette. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Again, it's Fournette. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 3rd down, Fournette. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved that they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second and very short, Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on fourth down here. Garoppolo going to go on fourth down. And my goodness, this is incomplete.
Let's go, baby.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw is Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On the run, it's Fournette. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Gun.
Tighten up. Mike 56.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Throwing on 2nd down. Cousins, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
He's checking. Crash. Hey, watch that.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Here's Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
This is Breida. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Garoppolo now. 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's first and 10. On first down, here's Breida. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! Come on. 21. I got this.
They run again with Breida. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Now it's Breida. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right.
Check 26, 21.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Everson Griffin, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. After the sack on 1st down, Garoppolo escaping the pressure right. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game-changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that 1st down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Gun. Mike, 56, right there, 56. Hey, we have you on the outside.
Cousins now. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This to the 25 before it's all said and done. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another 1st down run right there.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let him know.
Now Fournette. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Cousins. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
You got tight right there. Wide, get wide. Gun. Stay at home.
They'll go with a big back Fournette. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They keep the game alive, at least for the as it's a first down.
Go!
First down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a first and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. And he'll get him. Touchdown, Minnesota. Amir Abdullah, his fourth touchdown on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is taken near the 13.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Here we go. Here we go.
Take over first
Here we
and
go.
10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The
Here we go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
To throw is Garoppolo. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Here we go. Like 20. Hey, let's get that home. Watch quick. Six. Check. Hey, look, 3. 21.
Breida, he'll try the right side. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Now a give coming right is Breida. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
11. 21.
Now Garoppolo gets this one left side to Pettis. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout, as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And his kick is indeed good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Come on, man. Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Brought down back at the 21-yard line.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Niners, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.